As we know, with the satanic sellout that is Beyonce, we know what she's all about, and Beyonce's lemonade Illuminati symbolism, as we see straight away, one eye, and in fire, and also in red, the colour of Satanism. What is Lemonade? Beyonce's latest visual album called Lemonade was released on HBO for one day only and then immediately placed on the Tidal music service, a stunt intended to get people interested in signing up so they can see it. Your humble author was forced into this since I missed the HBO. We already know Beyonce's Lemonade is a machine of symbolism thanks to, as we say, transhumanism, Daft Punk, which Daft Punk is a complete sellout, same as Kanye West, and Kanye West is not mind controlled or a victim of monarch mind control. He's just a sellout that gets everything that he deserves. Because he mocks God. He's not having a mental breakdown. He's just, they play the victim card all the time, that I'm a monarch, mind control. No, they're not. They're just tools and puppets of the devil. There's a difference between a monarch mind controlled person and a willing serpent of the devil. These are willing serpents, they're not victims. People are promoting that they are, they're not. The willing servants, they're doing it willingly. They're not breaking down and crying, are they? So they're not forced to do it. Well, they play the victim card all the time so people feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for any one of these. They sold the soul. It's their own fault. It's their own fault. What did they expect? They basically try, all they care about is money and fame. And then they suddenly want to do whatever they want. They can't. Satan owns them. It's their own fault. The visual album tells a story of Beyonce's home life and relationship with husband rapper Jay-Z. Beyond that, it touches on some narratives about the female roles that society has dictated, with a slight tingle of empowerment for black women, which is part of the draw of Beyonce's following, since she is providing an outlet for many females looking for a strong woman in entertainment. Beyonce and this message she covertly to her audience, which numbers into the millions on a global level. Anytime I see a celebrity with this much power, I have a question motive behind their messages, but we all know what it is. Beyonce flexing her beauty and sexual prowess while stimulating. Could it be she is truly telling us about Jay-Z's identity and how he slept with a hairstylist and now she is threatening him? I find this to be the official story. All it is just a occult symbolism, that's all it is. As we see 666, the devil horns. Are these people being forced to do this? No. Don't feel sorry for them. They don't care. They're not a victim. They're not monarch mind controlled, as people think they are. They're not. They're not a victim. These people get what they deserve. They sold the soul. And they find it funny to mock God. And then, what is probably happening to Kanye West now? It's probably God punishing him. Because you cannot go around mocking God and get away with it. He's getting what he deserves. He thinks it's funny to go around and mock God, saying, I'm Jesus and I'm a God. Blasphemy in Jesus Christ. On front of his cover album, What does he expect's gonna happen? That he's gonna get away with it? No, God is punishing him, and he deserves it. I have no respect for these people at all. The sellouts. If they were victims, I could understand, but they're not victims at all. These are willing serpents. The real victims of mind control break down and have a mental episode. Kanye West doesn't have that. He's just because it's nothing new. Honestly, he's been saying he's a god for years. It's never different. He's been saying it for ages. The later portion of the video shows us more political overtones with social justice, similar to the Black Lives Matter movement. Beyonce and Jay-Z have long been entangled with this, so that is nothing new. Recall that they were funneling money into bail war to support the protesters. Beyonce also provides some commentary on the status and role of black women, taking her movement one step further into more throughout territory. The video was released on HBO on April 23rd, 2016 during the pagan time frame known as Beltane. Many are familiar with this idea as the Illuminati, but one must understand these ancient pagan sacrifice holidays are still celebrated to this day. While most holidays have been altered quite a bit, one must wonder why the British royal family still light bonfires on May 1st, a ceremony that was once intended to offer or burn sacrifices of children to the deity of Bala. As we see, this is also connected to Islam. The sacrifices to Bala, aka Balak, the devil horns, as you see she's throwing the devil horns up, are often symbolized by the corrupt conchu horns hands, which we've seen from Beyonce, who claims it's a reference to the U of T horns, which is still a witch hex. Anyways, they make excuses up all the time, and we all know the truth, that they're just a bunch of sellouts. And of course, see how it says in the window, owl, and the reason it's written backwards, because this is what Satanists do, mirror image. The mirror image, as we know, with the mirror. And the owl simulates the Bohemian Grove. We know what goes on there, sacrificing of children, child molesters, you name it. All goes on. That massive statue that they have of that owl. We know in Babylon that they had basically they worshipped this statue thing that was that looked like a goat, basically looked like a bull, and they sacrificed children then, and they're still doing it today. The year of 2000, as we see, also we saw the mysterious passing of Prince as he died inside of an elevator. We all know he was killed, which he claimed represented the devil in his song Let's Go Crazy. Prince, Illuminati, blood sacrifice, chemtrails, and the 9/11 deception. As we know, who spoke out against the chemtrails? Prince. That's why he was killed. You speak out against if you speak out against the Illuminati folly, you will be killed. All these ones that make out like they're speaking out against the Illuminati are paid I'm on about the celebrities that act like they're speaking out against the Illuminati. Noticed how they're not really saying speaking out, they're just saying, oh, the devil runs the industry. They won't kill you for that, because you're not really speaking out against it. So those that say that are not even speaking out against the system, they're just saying something that people already know. Speaking of Prince, let's talk about Apollyon ritual. Apollyon ritual into the alerted state. Beyonce features several poems during her visual album, but I want to focus on her denial chapter. This poem is taken from Wasson Shear. I tried to change, close my mouth more, tried to softer, prettier, less awake, fasted for 60 days, wore white, straight up blasphemy against God. They're just mocking God here, because what did Jesus Christ do? Fasted. She's basically saying that she's Jesus Christ here. It's not really a surprise, they've all done it. Kanye West does it all the time, because he's a sellout. And he thinks it's funny to do. It's not funny, and it never will be. Fasted for 60 days, wore white, estranged from mirrors, abstained from sex, slowly did not speak another word in that time. My hair, I grew past my ankles, I slept on a mat on the floor, I swallowed a sword, I levitated. Levitated means demonic possession. It's to do with witchcraft. That's why she created that song, Levitate, because that's what it was really about. Levitate mean, as we know, basically float in the air. That's witchcraft. It's to do with sorcery. Went to the basement, confessed my sins, and was baptized in a river. I got on my knees and said amen, and said, I mean. This is just the way to mock Christians. It really is, because she's not a Christian. She's a Satanist. We know that. This is how they fool people, and they always do it. All it is they're trying to create their own religion. Basically, where they mock Christianity, it's basically where they mock Christianity, and they're trying to change Christianity and turn everybody against it by promoting these lies. The real agenda, they want everyone to live in sin and live their polluted lives the way the celebrities do. What she talks about here could possibly be the practice of achieving an altered state through the two paths of enlightenment, as per Friedrich. The Dionysian model seeks for the protection to achieve common with the deities through overloading the physical senses through drugs and music, with the Apollyon seeks to enlightenment through purification, fasting, wearing white, and abstaining from sex are all examples of how to pursue this contact with higher spiritual powers. Combine this with the talk of levitation, and one must wonder if she isn't allowing a spiritual demon or deity to take possess of her. We all know she's already possessed. She even admitted it and came out with her alter ego, Sasha Fierce, and the demon manifested itself on stage many times when her eyes went completely black. Beyonce has made claims of contacting higher urgencies that flow through her during performances, so this isn't all that far-fetched. Further in, it gets a bit darker. I whip my back and ask for dominion at your feet. I threw myself in a volcano. I drank the blood and drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. This is straight up disgusting. I know what she's referring to here, and I'm not gonna go into detail about it because I know exactly what this means. Where she goes are bent over by the waist, sexual, sexual. She basically bends over. I'm gonna leave it at that. She's honestly basically promoting that she bent over for God in a sexual way. Basically promoting that God would perform in fornication. Straight up blasphemous. This is how these people like to make fun of you. They like to make fun of Christians and people that know the truth. They'd love to mock Christianity, but Islam's never mocked, is it? Because it's a false religion, and I have said it time and time again, Muhammad was a paedophile, wasn't a prophet of God. Allah is Satan. I crossed myself and thought I saw the devil. I grew thickened skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book, but still inside me, cold deep, was the need to know, are you cheating on me? This is just completely messed up. Basically, she's talking to the devil here. She ain't talking to God. Here we see some very odd lyrics to consider. It sounds as if she is claiming that Jay-Z is God when she says she bends at the waist for him, which doesn't shock me since I presented this argument, Blood Sacrifice Magic Behind the Mic, where we learn how the occultists take on God names and pursue the enlightenment and knowledge needed to become a god. So basically she's saying that Jay-Z's a god. As we know, Jay-Z's took the Lord's name in vain loads of times, calling his self Jehovah, which he's basically calling himself Jehovah, which is a straight up blasphemous, taking the Lord's name in vain. It seems to me that Beyonce was integrated into occult practices through ritualistic manners, similar to what we saw from Rihanna's latest I'll say it, which was exposed in the past for what it is, because as we see, basically all this video was just a way of being indoctrinated and higher up in the occult. Rihanna also dressed in white to make her occult entrance. When I claim that Beyonce's latest work shows up her journey into occult indentation, I mean that a lot of symbolism she shows us is similar to that in which an occult infiltrate goes through before being let into the inner circle. First they show her in the bathtub, symbolizing the preparation needed before a ritual, as any good witch should know. Next, we see the indentate being led to face their own death, symbolizing death of the ego. Basically, they're now controlled by a demon. We see Beyonce going underground as she goes into the water, symbolizing the time the indentate spends in death so they can be resurrected as a newly formed, being transformed through the process of academy. This is what the Illuminati believe, that they can be gods. This is basically the connection to where they can be like gods. They're not gods though. A god cannot die. Basically, this is just a satanic Baptist, that's all it is. And after this, she'll believe she's a god, because that's what they do, the Illuminati. They believe the gods. As we see again, the Holy Bible doesn't even look like the proper Holy Bible. This will be a Freemason Masonic one. Another part of the Undertake journey is to understand the abandonment of organized religion, particularly organized religion. Beyonce tells us she plugged her menses with pages from the Bible as well, which sounds borderline satanic if you consider what she is really saying here. Exactly. She's basically ripping the Bible pages out and doing satanic stuff with it. Blasphemous. Did Jay-Z influence her to become interested in the dark side of occultism? Has she totally abandoned her Christian roots? She was never a Christian to start with. Her dark imagery and even darker words suggest it could be so. But she was never a Christian to start with. I mean, look at all the songs that she's done when she professes that she's a Christian. She was doing occult symbolism way before this video, way before this Lemonade video. She was doing it for ages. Beyonce art is becoming more intense and darker as time goes by. She seems to be following Jay-Z's lead, who is a far more than many give credit to. For instance, Jay-Z wrote the "Do What I Will," and we all know why he wrote that. I mean, just look this up. Remember what Jay-Z said and rapped about, and many people just seem to have let it fly. Remember what he rapped about raping women in villages and children. He's a paedophile. Most of them, that's why he lives by "Do What I Will," Aleister Crowley, because Aleister Crowley was a paedophile. He was into child abuse and child sacrifice. They're sick. "Do What I Will" hoodie in the making of Run This Time, which is a reference to Aleister Crowley. And Aleister Crowley hated Christians. He hates them. And I'm sure, like I said last time, I'm sure people are glad that he's dead. If you are not familiar with Crowley yet, we really need to have a talk. This ceremony magician was influential for various movements of occultism, as well as introducing aliens into our pop culture sphere, as well as ushering the age of Horus while attempting the destruction of Christianity. Jay-Z has also been literally referencing the philo of the New Age nihilism Professor Eugene Tracker book on horror and nihilism called "In the Dust of This Planet" is seen on a jacket worn by Jay-Z in the video he and Beyonce put together for Run. What a surprise. This book was also authorized to create the role of the main character in True Detective, another show which various occult ties in both season with Crowley and Horned Entity references, as we see the horns. The concern here is not that Jay-Z has been reading too many books, but rather his interest in the occult, combined with the power he wields as a mega celebrity and entertainer. No, we all know the power music has on us, so we should also be concerned with the type of music we are focused on and what its performers desire as an end result. When we see Beyonce wearing the Egyptian anthem, we should look further than the fashion symbol. It is commonly thought to represents life, and the New Age movement used it to further their symbolic powers as well. When you consider the connections between the age of Anacreon's of Horus, as I did in Sacrifice, well, as we say, Wiki tells us that EA Worlds claimed this symbol represented the belt buckle of Osiris, which would only make sense since she was the mother goddess, which is what we see Beyonce as. In fact, the term diva comes from the Hindu Vedas to represent actual goddess. When we hear that Beyonce is a diva, they are indeed referencing her as one of the same deities she is known to channel. Sasha Fierce, as we know, she's got a demon inside her. God is God and I am not. Message from Beyonce's Lemonade. Beyonce is now being labelled as a political goddess, which further blurs the lines of entertainment and real life. This is where she was wearing that. That was basically where the demon manifested itself. Her eyes went completely black, which is demonic possession, basically a demon. She's got a demon inside of her. This is a byproduct of our age of reality television and social media in a world where Donald Trump has a serious possibility of becoming the most powerful man in the entire world. Nothing against Beyonce, but I'll take my political views from... I don't really care for the political, I really don't, because it's all rigged and it's all controlled. No president is against the Illuminati. It should also be noted that Lemonade features the track called Formation that was used during the controversy, and as we know, she basically said all Illuminati conspiracy theorists are corny. As we know, that's what she said in this song. I don't want to blame Beyonce for being put in a position as some kind of savior, because I think she's being dubbed into this role. No, she's doing it willingly. Like many entertainers, she's just taking the bargain, is now being forced into... They're not being forced. They want her to. Some even claim that Jay-Z is her handler as an MK mind control experiment, and I believe evidence for this grows since her latest visual album shows us darker aspects of Beyonce similar to Jay-Z's occult interest. Maybe she is controlled by Jay-Z, but she's willingly doing it. Both of them are satanic. Straight up, both of them are satanic. Is Beyonce in the Illuminati? Yes, she is, because she's a sellout. And as we see here, arguments that Beyonce is somehow being controlled by the Illuminati, some of the references do start to seem a little spooky, and Lemonade is full of symbolism and references that mean bigger things than the obvious subjects Beyonce is tackling, like in the female empowerment and the experiences of a black woman in America. She must have known the Illuminati conspiracy theorists. We're going to go bananas over Lemonade. Again, this is how they insult people that know the truth. Conspiracy theorists. It's not conspiracy, it's called the truth. And it is corny as hell. Sure, some of the references are a bit eerie, but the true people are trying to make by connecting Beyonce with the Illuminati smacks so hard of sexism and race. The symbol on her necklace, according to the video, is the symbol for the Egyptian sun god, also called Lucifer, but according to just about every other source that I know, is an Egyptian symbol of eternal life used by the pharaohs. As we see, this is a straight up satanic straight away. As you see, red. What is red? And it, notice how it looks like a, that could be a light, but notice how it looks like a moon, a red moon. Seems funny, doesn't it? Because the elite love these blood moons. They love them. It's a time for them to basically perform satanic rituals. They're sick rituals, but you can tell she's basically, when she's in a room that's completely red, Satanism, red is the colour of Satan. People actually think Bey looks like a floating demon. Well, if you look at her eyes, she looks demonically possessed. I just see a face necklace and a cool dress, but others say this is Beyonce possessed by a demon. She is possessed by a demon. The date the album came out, and looks very demonic, that. And as we know with the owl, according owl is written on a window in Lemonade, and owl was a god witches and pagans used to pretend to sacrifice children to. All three, of course, hardcore Illuminati force say the sacrifices weren't always pretend. It could also just be a shout out to Drake, who uses the owl as his notes, a shout out to the pedophiles that basically kill kids. Well, as we see, theorists say it was mocking Jesus. Crowns of thorns it is. Does this say CERN? Well, I'd say it does look like it. I don't think it does, but for nuclear research that operates the particle fruit lab that is at the center of many conspiracy theories, including one related to the Illuminati, in which the labs work on discovering the Higgs boson God particle with will somehow usher in the goddess of death and the end of the world. As we see the demon. And then we have this. I've seen this a couple of days ago, well actually yesterday. Notice the title. Beyonce inspired 8-bit game lets you smash cars and Illuminati conspiracy nerds. Notice it again, conspiracy nerds. Because we're awake to what is really going on, they'll insult us. It's always been the way. It's a way to attack Christians as well. They always call it conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. It's the truth. They just call it the conspiracy so they can carry on using their symbolism. And people think, oh, it doesn't mean anything. These people are just conspiracy theorists. Okay, so you can't really smash the conspiracy theorists, but they can't hurt you either. Lemonade Rage is a new 8-bit computer game where you recreate Beyonce's Hold Up video, but with a lot more smash in the game, which features an 8-bit cover of the song Is an Endless Runner that requires you to dodge haters, Illuminati conspiracy theorists, and to break car windows with your spacebar enabled but for points. As it says, it obviously is. Basically avoiding people that are awake to the satanic music. When we first saw Beyonce's Hold Lemonade video, we were blown away, especially by the Hold Up video the creators told Pin and Planes. The more we thought about the video, we started to realize how it could make for a pretty sick video game. No, it's just called a cult game, a satanic... See it there, this is just a straight up joke. Look in the right hand corner, the man that's got a hat on. See how it's got Illuminati symbol on the sign that he's holding up. It's just a way to mock people that know who she really is. This is all they do, and it's not funny. You can check out the game here. No, I'd rather not. But as you see, they're just mocking. As I said, see in the right corner, the man with that little sign with the Illuminati symbol on it. They're just mocking you. This is what they do. They mock you.